Before we start this behind the scenes, make sure to subscribe for more filming content. Hello everyone, if you've been wondering where I was the last few weeks, I've been making a film during lockdown for the Lockdown TV Film Festival. The film's called Mayfly. This is the behind the scenes video for it. If you haven't seen the film, press the iCard or link in the description right now. It's probably best you watch the film before you watch the behind the scenes, so come back here after you watch the film. It's only 4 minutes long, and yeah, I'm going to be explaining how the film came to be, what the Lockdown TV Film Festival is, and basically how it was made, so I hope you enjoy.
Like the Mayfly, celebrating spring. Like the Mayfly, another day is today.
So unlike a lot of my other videos, this video will be split into 4 sections, each outlining the different processes it took to create the film. Idea, pre-production, production, and post-production. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. We'll get in with idea.
Coronavirus is bringing much of society to a standstill.
The outbreak posed the greatest challenge to German society since World War II.
We're asking everyone to work at home if possible, postpone unnecessary travel, and limit social gatherings to no more than 10 people.
This is a disease that is so dangerous and so infectious that without drastic measures to check its progress, it would overwhelm any health system in the world.
After 2 weeks of lockdown, we started to become quite restless, so we searched the internet for things we could do and came across this, the Lockdown TV Film Festival. We just had to enter. But what were we to enter into this Lockdown Film Festival? Well, as luck would have it, Olivier-nominated associate Richie Hughes had just written a song and was willing to let us use it for the film, so we were ready to go. We got a copy of the song and began the next process. When we were planning the film, we knew straight off the bat that we didn't want it to be about lockdown directly, but about how people now have more time to do the things they love due to the time spent indoors. This is expressed through 3 main plot points, 2 of which intersect at the end of the film. The first, a dad who spends so much time working that he can't play with his son. The second, a woman who decides that she can make bread, paint and speak Chinese all at once if she puts a little work into it. And the third one, which sees the same dad from the beginning of the film leave his work behind to write a beautiful symphony. However, that isn't how it was originally planned to pan out. On the screen is the original storyboard that we made before we really had any thought into it, but after listening to the song we decided to incorporate some of the aspects shown in the lyrics. For example, memories of all the things I've done, videos on an old TV. But I just want to delve into what this original storyboard actually looked like and some of the things that we would have originally put into the movie. The idea of clocks, which does feature in some form in the final film, was much more significant in the early version, having clocks show up and changing speeds almost every time something different happens. But due to editing and time constraints, this was cut back to just having clocks fade on and off the screen in the final edit. The opening shot was initially planned to be filmed in the rape field shown in this picture, but due to the rules of the Lockdown TV Film Festival, we just had to do it in our garden instead. There was also going to be drone footage, a photo montage, and a clock falling off the wall. We eventually decided to go with the more traditional approach, going with what the lyrics said most of the time. There are references to Chinese dictionaries, bread, and more, so we decided to just, include those things. With a general plan of what we were doing, I decided to make a mock-up of timestamps and what we were going to do to them, so I think I'll go through that now. So hello everybody, I'm just here in Adobe Premiere to show you some of the stuff like what I did with these timestamps. So as you can see, I timed them up, so this is exactly where the shots would happen, and there's a little thing at the side that says what scene it is, that's OPS for opening shot, at the time that it starts, and basically a sort of rough outline of what would happen in that scene. So you can see scene 1, work, very dull shots in colour. Now that transformed into the scene that you now know today. Now this has been tweaked slightly from the original version, but basically then what I did is I threw it into here, which is where I made the thing, and as you can see, all I had to do was overlay the shots over these. So these they stayed the exact same time. If I remove these, if I stop looking at these shots, you can see right here the original timestamp that I just showed you. And basically that's the key to having perfect timing in any music video, not just this one specifically. So yeah, I think we'll move on to the production aspect now, because basically that's all the pre-production I did. We were ready to film, and that's exactly what we did. We filmed on 4 separate days. On the 26th, we filmed with the dad and the son. On the 27th, we filmed with just the dad. On the 29th, we filmed with the woman making the bread. And on the 30th, we just did some extra scenes with clocks and things. Most of the filming was quick and swift, as we had already decided most of the angles, and all it took was one quick run through and then one for the camera, and we were ready to go. It was also pretty easy to sync in post, as I just had the timestamps on my phone, so I just counted 3, 2, 1, played from the moment, so I could just splice it in exactly where we needed it, so people knew when they were on and when they were off. Due to the whole system of the timestamps, I actually edited as we went along, so I could show the people involved the different tests. We ended up doing 7 before the final was produced, so yeah, that's just a fun thing to know. More about that will happen in the post-production section pretty soon. There were a few bloopers, but not many, so I'll roll them for you now if you like.
Just speed the brown one. No.
Wait for action. It's not straight.
Well, I fixed that, isn't it? Actually. No, it's straight. I can sort it. Actually, no, it's not. I think you've messed it up a bit. Is that alright? One thing I'm terrible at is doing a smooth zoom.
My dad is such an expressive man. Anyway, with all the filming out of the way, it was time for the hardest part. I have to admit, editing the whole thing was pretty hard, but I'm going to go through it step by step, in order of the things I did it, so yeah, hope you enjoy that. So I did want to do some fancy things with colour, but before all of that, the first thing I had to do was convert the aspect ratio. Because I don't have a fancy cinema camera, most films are shot in 21:9 aspect ratio. My camera shoots in the standard 16:9, but I made sure throughout the whole filming process that I had a wide frame. This meant that I could just zoom in and, you know, fix all the problems. Then I wanted to express the contrast between doing something you don't want to do and doing something you enjoy by using colour. I did this by going on the Creative tab under Lumetri Colour and selecting SL Big Iron for all the bits where people are not enjoying themselves very much, and SL Big for the bits that really colourful, outdoor, all of the fun bits. Then I just cut, splice, edit, do a little crossfade in the middle, credits, and that was it. All of the editing done. And that's the end of the video for today. Hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes, but before we go, please go back to the film on the Lockdown TV YouTube channel and like it, because we're trying to get the most likes out of all of the entries. And I'll send out the information about the audience award when more information about that comes out, so you can all have my back. Please guys, have my back. And make sure to subscribe. We're trying to win the war between me and that one guy that does YouTube. So, you know, have fun, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Make sure to subscribe and go and like Mayfly. You don't even have to watch it. Just go and like it. Bye everybody.